Hello everyone, welcome to day 14 of 30-day challenge of learning Tableau from scratch. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about charts. Let us get started without wasting much time. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Just to give you a quick recap, uh, on day 13, we have discussed a very important interview questions and all. And in day 12, we have learned and we have created a simple uh, dashboard using the charts that we have discussed. Like you say, we have seen a wide varieties of bar charts that we can use in our projects, okay, other than what is available in show me. So we will be continuing our learning and we will be creating few more charts today, and we will see how we can create a dashboard on top of that. So in today's video, I'm going to create two common charts, that is again pie chart and donut chart, and we will see what else we can do. So pie chart generally, if at all you want to find the distribution of data, or what is the proportion of data, then in that situation you can use pie chart here. So here you already have under show me. So what is the requirement for that? It is, we need to have at least one or more dimensions or one or two measures. So at least one dimension and one measure is required to create a pie chart. So this is something that we need to understand. What is the requirement for any chart that you are going to prepare? How many dimensions do we need? How many measures do we need? Okay. So what I'm doing is, again, I'm selecting a standard measure as a region, and I'm holding my control button and I'm selecting sales. So we have selected one dimension, and if you see, one measure. Okay. Now I'm simply selecting this. So we got one standard chart called as pie chart. Okay. Now again, I'm going to make it entire view. Now here again, if I drop my sales value on label, you will get sales value for each of this. You can also drop your dimension, and on the label it will give you for each region how much of the sales is. Suppose you also want to see the percentage along with the sales value here. What I'm doing is, I'm just whatever is there on the label. So sum of sales is on the label. T indicates label. This indicates size. Okay, this indicates angle. Okay, so all of this are respective to that. Now whatever we want to change, like say I want to show percentage of contribution here instead of the actual value. So I'm clicking on this. Again, going to quick table calculation and percent of total. So this way, what did it do? It gave us the percentage of share for each region. But you're not convinced we also need the value, then we can also do that. We can again reuse the same measure and drop it on label. Now it is giving us a sales value and a percentage here. Now we can go to label and we can customize however we need. Like say, I want sum of sales, and then in bracket I need my percentage. I'm just trying to customize the label here. The intention is to show you the formatting option here. Okay, I'm making it small, and yeah, I can keep it something like this. So it is looking like this. So if at all you want to customize your label, you can do it this way. If at all you want to put region on the top, that also you can do. But what is important here is how you can play with the labels on this. Okay, so this is your region wise sales along with the percentage here. Okay, now suppose if at all you want to split this and you want to find it out how how much of sales you had for each of your region across the years, you can simply take this and you can take order date, and I'm dropping it on column shelf for now. Now what is it doing? It is giving us for each year how much of sales I had, and it is also giving us the percentage value for that. Okay, so that is something that is very important. So this is called as multiple pie chart. So if your requirement is to create multiple pie chart based on different dimensions, then you can use this approach as well. But here what you need to take care is the percent value here. because we also want our percentages to be correct. But if you observe here, try to find out the total for each of the year here. Now, if you observe under 2019, we have 6% plus 4, 10, and again plus 4, 14, plus 5, 19. So approximately 20 percentage of value we have in 2019. But my intention is not like that. Whatever the value that I have in 2019 should be 100. So here our table calculations are coming into picture, or how to we need to tell Tableau how to compute that. Okay, so that we will be discussing when we are discussing about table compute and cross table options. That way it will be easy. So for now, just remember that this is all based on how you want Tableau to compute values. Okay, so if you go under sales, so here under quick table calculations, not under this, so you will find it here under add table calculations, so we can set it from there. So we will see that in further sessions, but for now just remember it is based on table computing options. Okay, so now I'm just writing this as pie chart. Okay, now let us customize this standard pie chart as a donut chart. So what I'm doing is, again, I'm duplicating this and I'm trying to create uh, or trying to use a dummy field. So now these dummy fields are very important in Tableau. The concept of dummy fields are very important. How you are leveraging Tableau to create advanced charts using these values. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just taking min of 1. Okay, you can try to use average of 1 and try to see what is happening. So now what happened, it has created one pie chart and it didn't disturb. I'm just duplicating this. Observe our marks window also. You see, it created two pie charts, right? For two of the measures, or two of the whatever the dummy fields that we have here. Now this is where we need to use this and create a donut chart. But just to make a job easier, what I'm doing is, because it created two things here, you see, this is our first one, this is our second one. I'm removing everything from my second one here. Okay, so you can remove because we don't need it. So it is a simple circle now. Okay, now again I'm clicking on my second measure and I'm using dual axis concept to merge these two together. Okay, we got it, but I'm just trying to decrease the size. We got it. Now if I go inside and change the color of to white, it is looking like our donut chart. Now you can adjust the size of this according to now your dashboard size. Okay, so this is one chart and this is called as donut chart. Now, like we have created multiple pie chart, you can simply again use your order date to drop it and it will create multiple donut chart. Okay, so according to your situation, again you can use it, but for now I'm going to keep one pie chart and one chart. So next important chart is, often we try to use only the label on the chart. Okay, and that can be done simply by taking, like, say I want to show total sales. Okay, so how can I do that? I can simply take my sales and I can drop it on label. So this is my total sales. But suppose if I want to write it as total sales here, how can I do? I can go to label, I can edit it like this. Okay, but I want to show it in the entire screen so that I can adjust. And maybe I'll go back to again label and alignment, I'll make it center. This way I can show it in this entire sheet and I can use this wherever I want. Now see here, if I add my order date, automatically it will split for every year here. Okay, so later on we will see how we can again customize this, but for now I'm using a single label here so that I can show you total sales. And I'm just writing it as total sales, and I'm trying to create for profit as well. So I'm just duplicating this, and I'm using profit. Simple, instead of sales, I'm using profit label. Okay, and we are going to use, all right, total pro total profit. So one is for sales and another one is for profit. And now what I'm doing is, here we have used a single measure and we are showing the value of that. But my intention is to use only label option and see if you can create something new. Okay, and I'm trying to use state name on the label. Okay, so you see by default it has added my country name also into the view. So I don't want that, I'm removing that. Now this is a state, these are the different states that we have. Okay, and I'm trying to use sales label on the label again. Now this is your state and sales for each state, but again this is very hard to read. Okay, now just to increase the readability, what I'm doing is I'm taking my sales value and dropping it on my size. Now what is it doing? It is sizing according to the label. But because we want only textual description, what I'm trying to do is I'm converting my marks into text only here. So this has created a new chart type called as a cloud chart. Okay, your entire information is only using labels, but still you are trying to create something informative or something users can understand on top of that. Okay, so this type of chart also you can create according to your project requirement. If your requirement is only to show textual labels but still create an informative chart, you can also use only dimensions also and use that. Okay, suppose I don't want to display the sales in the value, I can use it something like this also. Now this will tell me California, Texas, New York, Pennsylvania, Washington, or something that are, you know, prominent in nature, or something that are working or that has some information related to that. Okay, so based on measure we can decide that. Okay, we can highlight about that. So I'm just writing it as cloud chart here. Okay, now what I'm doing is, suppose if at all you want to find the trend here. Okay, so whenever you are using a date dimension, trend Tableau will see it is a time analysis over a period of time. Whenever you are trying to do an analysis over a period of time, then line chart is the most preferred option. So automatically Tableau will show me line chart whenever I'm trying to select date field here. See, I've selected order date and I'm selecting sales using control. Now it is giving me line chart option here. So I can simply select this and it will create a line chart automatically. But whenever we are working with a date, always remember date part comes into picture. With which date part you are going to work. You are going to work with month part, date part, year part, quarter part, day part, like that. So that is very important for us to consider whenever you are thinking about your dates. So, but for now, I'm just trying to make it to the month. Now, if you see here, January to December, okay, it is trying to show January to December. I'm going to make it entire view and I'm trying to add my sales to the label. Now, for each month, it is trying to add a label. If at all you want to show that, it will show us all the values for each of the month. But if I click on the label, we have certain options that we can use here. Suppose I want to show only minimum and maximum in the label or in the trend. Now I have selected, I went into this and I've selected min and max. Now observe, February was the month where we had minimum sales and November was the month where we had maximum sales. Okay, this is one option where you can use, or you can also use only line ends, which means only the starting and ending point. So which means we started our year with 94,000 and we ended our year with 3,25,000. That way also we can use. Okay, suppose again you can also use this option also, like say you don't want a starting value or you don't want ending value, that can also be considered using this. You see, label start line, if I remove, this is gone, only end line is present. Likewise I can do opposite also. I want to remove label end line and only start of the line, I can do reverse also. That way also I can do. So these are the different options we have in this. Okay, maybe you can try using all of these options and see how it is important or how it is reflecting. That way, you will be able to explore the different formatting options here. So again, I can improve the size of my line here using this. If it, I mean, thickness based on your requirement you can use, but I'm just trying to use what is the standard here. Okay, so this is my line chart. Okay, now let us try to create a simple dashboard using all of that we have discussed, or few charts that we have created today. Again, I'm going to create a dashboard, and this time what I'm doing is I'm going to add floating objects. So if you remember last time we added tiled objects, right? And we didn't even use containers as well. Today we are going to use floating objects, and we are going to use containers also. Like I said, containers are objects of your dashboard that will help you to hold that object in that container. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is first add my values that I need. So yeah, as of now, I do not have any picture of my dashboard. We'll try to improvise as we go. Okay. So first I'm trying to add my total sales and total uh, profit to the view. So for that, what I'm doing is, so because now what we'll do is, last time we didn't even use the text objects, and we have not even used uh, titles also. So this time we are going to create and use text boxes as our titles. Okay. So again, the intention is to show you all the options here. And I'm just using the first option and I'm going to drop it under this, and I'm going to write it as my dashboard 2. Okay. So let us make it to the center of the screen, bold I need. And because this is title, I'm just using font as 18, most standard thing that we use in real time. Okay, so I'm going to make it to the center here. Okay, now because it is a floating object, if you go to layout, you have something that is very important, that is your position here. If you see here, X and sorry, position and size here. So now observe here, position means X and Y. We have X means the position that is starting from your left side of the screen to this, it is 24, which means from here it is 24 spaces. Now if you see, if I try to decrease this, it is 188, which means from this point it is 188 points here. Okay, so always try to make sure all of these are starting at the same position in real time. Okay, so suppose you want to start them at maybe 30, so I'll put this as 30. So you're giving some space on the left, and likewise you are giving some space on the right. Okay, so just to show you the difference, I'm adding a border so that it is visible. Okay, it is something like this, 30 spaces we have given. Same way from the top, if you see here, 16 spaces we have given. But if at all I want a little more space, maybe 25 I will give. Okay, so that it does not go beyond the screen if they are opening it. Okay, so that way I'm trying to leverage that and use it. Now 30 on top and 25 on the left. right? So this is the first thing here. Because we are manually placing here, I'm just trying to manually control everything here. So now I'm going to open our text pad and we are going to see some important things here that are very important. That is, how does this X and Y play? Okay, as we add more objects, I'm going to show you that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to add a total sales to my view. Okay, so I want to remove this, hide the title. Title is gone. Now I want to adjust the size here. Okay, so if you see, as of now, I'm not using any containers. I'm just manually controlling them. Okay, so what is the size of this? So this is starting from X is 36 and Y is 76. Okay, I want, and where is our title actually starting? It is starting at 30. So I want this also to be started 30. So you can select this and you can control 30. Okay, now you can decide how much of width and height also you want. So I don't want my objects to be of this much big, so I'm just trying to make it maybe 150. Yeah, it is good for me, but height maybe 100 I'll do, or 75 is also good for me. 55. Yeah, we'll put it 35. Okay, so this is how we got, but now again I'm just trying to highlight the border here. Okay, so now let us see an interesting observation here. Now see here, y is starting from 25, right? So I'm going to write y, remember this y as 25. So just to make our calculation easy, I'm just trying to make the height 35 here for this. Okay, now 25 is the starting position, this upper line. 25 plus 35 is how much? 60, right? So I'm going to write 25 plus 35 is 60, right? So now if I try to make the 60 y as a 60 for this, you will see it is exactly matching that line, right? Because y, the starting position of this line, plus h, the height, will give us this ending line. Okay, so this concept you need to understand how y and h is playing. Likewise, x plus w is playing. Okay, so and I need, suppose now, to make our dashboards consistent and have equal spaces across the dashboard, we can use this concept. Like say 60 we got in total and I want 20 spaces for each of my object. So how much I put here? I'll put 80 here. 60 plus 20 spaces, 80. Now this is the space. So if you're okay with this, we can do it. Otherwise, maybe I'll try to decrease it 75 spaces. This is how it is looking, 75 spaces. Or you want to 10 spaces, you can do, yeah, this should be fine. 10 spaces we have put. Now we decided that we want only 10 spaces across this for each of the object. I'm trying to add another object now here, total profit. Okay, now again hide it. Now you're confused what should I use here. So again, you can go to layout option and select width we have 150, height we have 130. Same thing we can use here. Width 150, height we have, I think 35. We got it. But now still we don't know where is the x y position of this because we want them to be in the straight line. Y is 70 for this, so same thing I can use here. Okay, so it is already there. Now, how much of space you want between these two? Just now we have adjusted position based on y, this object and this object. But we also want to control the object based on this and this. So to get to that, what is the size of this x is 30. Okay, and width is 50, 150, right? So 150 plus 30. Again, I'm going to write it just so that you can remember. So this is very important in dashboard. Remember 150 plus 30 I'm trying to do. We'll get 180. So to this object, if I try X position as 180, you see it is trying to exactly starting at the end of this, but we want 10 positions like we have decided above. I'm selecting this and I'm making it as 90. So 10 position for this. So like this, we can adjust how we want our dashboards to be in the view. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave some empty space here, assuming we have filters here. So I will just add a manual text box here, and I'm going to, so same, I'll go to layout. So it is Y should be 70 and 190 plus 50 is how much? 200, 300, 340. So I'm going to make it 340. 340 plus 10, 350, right? And height should be 35. Okay. And I'm just writing it as placeholder so that in future, if I want anything to be added, I will add it here. But just for now, I'm not clear what I need to add. So I'm just writing it as placeholder and I'll keep it here. Okay. So maybe I'll just add a border to this as well so that we know. Now this is going beyond the screen, so I'm just trying to adjust it according to this. Okay, now what did we do here? We adjusted how we want our objects to be starting from X, how we want our objects to be starting from Y from the top, and we are also playing with how we want or where we want our objects to end. Okay, so this is one thing. You can also plan by seeing here what is the total width of this. It is 950, and you can see how much of this width is. So you can try to add 150 plus 150 is 300, again 300 plus 600 is 900, 933 plus 20 spaces, 953 we have. Okay, so one space extra. So maybe I'll add this. So it should exactly match now. So that way also we can calculate here. Okay. Now we need to add two titles so that we can see. So I'm just trying to add a title here. Maybe I'll as a trend of sales. Okay. And I'm going to make it again center here. And okay. So maybe I'll decide it something like this. Okay. So again, I'm adding border to this. Okay. And again, we need to decide, make sure all of these are starting at the standard length. So what is Y here? Y is 70 plus 30 is 105, right? 105 plus 10, it should be 115. It is starting at 118. So you can manually again adjust. Okay. Now we'll again place the next sheet here, the trend of sales that we have created. Line chart, I'm trying to put it here. Okay. And I'm trying to adjust this way. Okay, so I'm again, because I have already used tender of sales, I'm just trying to hide the title from here, and maybe I will hide this as well. This is how it is showing. But because I don't need the entire label, I'm only using line ends so that my dashboard remains good. Okay, so this is one thing that we can do. Order of date I don't need. So whatever I don't need, I'm just trying to hide them. And because we are using borders for every of our sheet, I'm trying to add that also to this. Okay, so what is the width here? 470. This also I'm trying to make it as 470. Okay, so if you are fine with the size, you can use, or if at all you want to decrease, you can do that as well. But now what I'm trying to do here is maybe I'll try to add the pie chart or donut chart to our view so that we can use that as well. Maybe for that, I'll just try to increase this because that is the only we have one. Okay, and I'll just trying to fit it entire view. Okay, so we need to create another object here. So again, I'm taking my text object and I'm writing it as distribution, or maybe I'll write it as contribution of sales. Okay, I'll just make it okay. And okay, now again, just to make sure everything is in sync, I'm selecting this, going to layout. Height is 35, we decided that, so I'm just adding that 35. And my Y is starting from 115, so it is also 115. Now, what is the height? It is 30, so I'll just make it as 30 because here it is 30, right? So again, I'm going back and adding border. Now these two are in sync again. So we'll make our calculations. X is starting from 29 here. It is 30. This is 30, but this went a little out. So I'm just adjusting that. And this should also be 30. Now all of them are in sync. And yeah, 30 plus, maybe you can assume it as 600. 630 plus 10 spaces we need. So this should be 640. So I'll just make it as 640. Exactly 10 spaces here, right? Same thing here. When we try to put it, we'll add it extra exactly at that position. So I'm just going to use maybe donut chart to my view and I'll see if it is matching. So whatever again I don't need, I'm just removing that. Okay, this is how your donut chart is looking. Okay, so where is this starting? Y is starting at 152. So we'll make sure 115 is Y plus 30, 145 plus 10. It should be 155. Okay, and this should also be 155. It is correct. And where is our X starting? It is 640. 640. Okay, and what is the width of this? It is 343. We can try to 343. Okay, that way we can adjust this. So whatever the legends you don't need, you can remove them from the view and you can only add a border because that is the only thing that you need. Okay, and now let us add a remaining sheet also, and I'm going to add it as cloud chart. Okay, and I'll make it to the center of the screen. Okay, okay, and I'll just put it to the entire of the screen because we want to add it to the remaining part, and I'll just put it here. Okay, and maybe because I didn't add borders, I'm trying to add border to that. And again, we need to set everything here. Select this X is 30 and X plus W, sorry, Y plus H, right? So this is 30, I'm adjusting. So let us open our calculator. Okay, and you can play from here. 155 plus 195. 155 plus 195 is how much? 350 plus 10 spaces. It should be 360. Exactly, it is 360. So we are good. Okay. So if at all you want to make sure this is exactly in sync, you can check the width of this 954, 952. So I'm just making 954. Okay, done. So now we can adjust this to be in the view and I will make it something like this. Again, because I want this to start, we can make this as 954 because that was the same length we had. Okay, and it should be starting from 30. Height is, maybe I can decrease it to an extent I need to be visible in the screen. And now because we don't, adding value is up to you. Okay, I'm just ignoring that for now. But let us try to optimize this. We'll try to color only the title part from dashboard, and we will use one normal color from here. Whatever I see, I'm just trying to use this. So we will use this across the dashboards. Okay, okay. I'm trying to use this, and for here, this also I'm trying to use the same because we have used that as the color that we need. I'm using the same color throughout the titles. Okay, and now I want border for this as well. Okay, now either we can use black borders or we can use the same color that we have here so that it looks in sync. So maybe I'll go and adjust the size color here. Same color I'm trying to use here for every border we have. Okay, so that they look in sync. Again, this is up to you to use the same color or not. I'm just trying to see if it looks good or not. And the more you practice, the more you will understand about how dashboards will look with different color combinations. That is when we will get an understanding on how we can use uh, efficiently or effectively. Okay. Now, after this, we also have an option to color our sheet and to color our dashboard as well. Now see here, if I go to dashboard, or maybe not from here, if I go to dashboard from here and format, here you will have an option called as default. Default color is white here, but we can always choose from the colors we need here. Like say I want to make it a little dark, I can use it something like this, or any color from here that we want to use, we can use it. Okay, but you see here, observe it has worksheet color, right? White color, that is worksheet color, and this is dashboard color blue. But for now, let us take the same color. I am trying to use 50% of that, or 30%, 25%. Okay, yeah, this is a little better. Now, what I'm trying to do is I don't want this sheet color, worksheet color. I want to remove that from the view, and I want to use a transparent transparent background. So I can again select the worksheet and again format option. Okay, so click on this format option. Sorry, and go to shading. You see under sheets, worksheet, it is white. We don't want that. Remove it. Okay, this is how it is looking. So we don't want those lines also. We need to remove that. And yeah, we don't need anything. So I'm just removing everything from here, and you can play with that. Okay. Likewise, I'm adjusting for every sheet. Okay. And go to shading, none. Likewise for this as well. So all of the sheets, we have removed the colors of worksheet, and we are trying to leverage the dashboard concept here, or dashboard color here. So we also need to remove here. Maybe I'll add it none, and for this also I'll make it none. Okay, that way we can effectively, like this, we can effectively design a dashboard and use it. Okay, so this is the second dashboard that we have created, and maybe later in the real time, if you add filters and all that, you can add it here, and that way you can make your dashboard interactive. So that's it from my side in this video. I hope you have liked and enjoyed it. If it does, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a good day.